Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and as you can see, it's Thursday. We are on the Marguerite Miller Challenge, and look at this. There is only one page and then the cover. There's only 2 pages left. So, let's have a little look at what we need for today. Origami or any type of folded paper, well, that's just way over my head. I had a little fiddle around on the internet and I've made this rather sad looking bird out of a book page. So we've got our origami. Anything that starts with the letter G. Well, I went through all my books and I've come up with the gold crest, this bird here. So we've got 2 birds, bit of a theme going on. Any herb or other fragrant plants. Well, I found this lovely pink picture of the thyme. That one's actually wild thyme. So we've got that. I don't know if I'm off. There you go. So we've got that. An illustration. Well, I've bought some rafters. It's a, not interior, architectural drawing, but it is an illustration. So there's an illustration, and then the last one, text in a language that is not your native. So I've got this Asian writing here. I'm deliberately saying Asian because I do not want to offend anybody, and I'm not sure if it's Chinese or Japanese, but I've got that Asian. Now I'm going to have to turn you upside down so that I can see what I'm doing, but I think with pictures it's not so important, it's just with the wording. So let's have a look. Do you know what? I think we're going to break with tradition and we're not going to have a background page today. We are just going to have the bits that we want, and we're going to dot them around. So I definitely want this picture of the white thyme. So I trust you're all happy, safe and well. The year's going, isn't it? We're nearly at the end, as all these, collaboration follows are starting to show. So there's our wild thyme. I might even want this description of the thyme. So we'll pull this off in case we want that. And get rid of the top because I'm not going to want the top. We can trim up the side and the bottom. And there's our bird. Right, now, what are we going to do with this bird? Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across here and keep the bottom piece in case I want that for something else. I'm going to straighten up this edge here. We're going to have this top bit here, like so, because that gives us, as it were, a nice title and explains the G, and that's why we've got that bird. Okay, I might fussy cut this one. We'll see whether or not we need it. And then the rafters. Now, I'm thinking if I trim this off. I'm sorry about my squeaky desk. I don't even know if you can hear it, but my desk has developed a squeak. So I do apologise if you can hear it, because I've got to be honest, though, it is actually quite annoying. I might have to look into that over Christmas break, see if I can do something to alleviate the squeak. Now, I know I said no background, and I still mean that because I'm not actually covering the whole of the page, but I am thinking that if I put this fairly high like that, we could stick our little bird on the rafter there. Okay. We can put our time here. That adds a nice bit of colour. Or actually, do we go the other way around? We'll put our time here and then add the colour there. And then we could put our... I just feel like I'm plopping things down today. I don't feel like this is majorly creative, if I'm honest. Especially after the fun ones I've done of recent time. So I might have to rejig this whole thing in a minute. And maybe the answer is to put this image of the bird into the rafters, because that might be more fitting somehow. We'll see. So we'll snip him out and see. I was amazed to see everybody's comments on yesterday's video. Oh, what a horrendous hoo-ha that whole video seemed to be, and yet you all seemed to be delighted with the result. It's funny, isn't it? But then I've got to be honest and say that's pretty much the story of my life. Things that I think are a problem, nobody else does. Things that I think are good, nobody else does. I've obviously got a really weird, I'm going to trim this, cut his extra wings off, because I don't need them, and I'll come back up and cut in between in a minute. Obviously got a weird sense of, you know, whatever you want to call it. But yes, thank you for your kind comments. I do think some of them were overly kind, but hey ho. Right, let's just trim out these little white bits, because we don't need these. This one's quite a thick one. Sorry, I'm aware that I'm going really quiet, concentrating on snipping this bird apart. So yes, thank you so much for those comments. Very kind of you. I've been playing with stitching again this morning. And I'm very mindful that obviously the majority of you are here for paper crafts and have no interest in sewing whatsoever. And I'm trying to be mindful of that. But I have to be honest and say, at the moment, I feel a little bit sort of washed out with paper. I don't know if that's 4 years of solid papering. That's much better. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit paper washed out. So on that basis, you know, I'm really loving doing the... and then if that bird goes that way, because it's the opposite direction, that feels better. And then I think if we bring in our foreign language, move that up there for a minute. I'm thinking, and obviously I've got no idea what this says, so it's probably totally unrelated to birds or roofs or anything that we're doing here. Obviously this is very precious because I don't have much of this. This was gifted to me by a very kind person, so I don't want to waste it. So I'm just going to use what I need to use, and I'm going to try and save those bits over there. Right, I'm quite happy with this top, so I think what I'm going to do is lift these off and get this glued down. So we'll get some glue stick on this rafter illustration, and of course it's actually very easy for me to grab things like this with what hubby does for work. Oh goodness me, we're obviously at the end of the glue, aren't we, because the bit has started falling out. Obviously he's got lots of these sort of retired out of date books, which is awesome. Helps to add to the paper pile, of course. Whoops. Oh, I knew I was going to tear off his claw. It was so thin, wasn't it? It was always going to happen. See if I can pick it off there and put it on, even though it's broken. I don't even know which way it goes, if I'm honest. I think it goes that way. We turn it round. Oh, it doesn't go like that, does it? Do you know what? I think we might be better just accepting the accident of it going. So then the time is the next thing, isn't it? I could really just get up and get a new tube of glue, couldn't I? Anyway, and then this one I want to put on this side like that. So, a couple of my day job clients have already closed down for Christmas. I thought I had a long Christmas break, but wow, because we've always stopped work on the 19th of December because it's our anniversary on the 20th, and you don't sort of have the 20th off and go back on the 21st. So yeah, but as I say, some of them actually have finished already, which is amazeballs. For them, they get a super long break. I'm going to put that down a little bit further there. You notice there's no inking going on today, there's no grunge. We're just gluing direct, as it were. So I will be back tomorrow to do Postcards Home, Friday. But then I will not be back until next Thursday, when we do the last one of these. And that's because with the time of year and everything that's going on, it's just not going to happen, I'm afraid. We'll put him over there, I think, on that side. So yeah, I'll be here tomorrow, but then it'll be next Thursday. If I manage to get some crafting done in the evenings, I will get some Instagram images up or put some posts in the Facebook group just to make sure, you know, that everybody's still happy and well and all of that. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be any videos. There's just too much going on, really. And I'm sure you all feel the same. I wouldn't be at all surprised if most of you are watching videos at like midnight or whatever. Because it seems to be the only part of the day that you've got left to yourself. And you're trying to have a little bit of like solitude before you go to bed. So there you go. We've got everything we were supposed to have. I'm just going to glue up the label bit that goes on the back. I don't think it's the most interesting of collages that I've done, but I think it does follow a theme. We've got themed birds in there, you know, and birds often like sort of rafters of houses, so I think it works in that respect. I just don't feel it's the most exciting one that has happened during the year. And I'm thinking that this one that we do next week, I've not even read the prompts yet, but I'm feeling like that needs to be super special. I'm going to go all out with that one because it is the last one of the year, and of course it will be the only video that I've done for you that week. So we're going to go all out. So next Thursday, make sure you've got a nice full cup of tea or coffee or whatever, and you're ready to sit and have a mammoth viewing of some serious paper play. And just before I go, I have gone and got myself one of these. Da, 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 da. So this is volume 3. This is the one for next year. Those of you that have crafted along with me doing these weekly collages and you want to carry on, or you haven't been doing it yet but you fancy giving it a start, the assignments are now up on the Marguerite Miller website. If you just type Marguerite Miller into Google, it will come up. And if you do the print only version, which is what this is, I believe it's £5. So I'm off to find myself a book which has no lines in it. I have seen one actually online at the Works, which is an A5 one, so we'll be working smaller, but it is a thicker sort of mixed media paper, so it'll work better if we want to add some inks and paints and things. So there you go, enough waffling. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe. Be back with you again soon. Bye bye for now.